Hello everybody and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm. The Ripper has finished over in field number 54, so it's time to put it away. Like I said in the previous episode, it's probably going to be used again over in field number 8 and 18, is it? Yes, I got the numbers right. Makes a change. So yeah, it doesn't want to be tucked away behind anything else. Good grief, what's going on here? This was actually mentioned in the comment section of yesterday's video. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this happened. It's unusual. I suppose what might have happened is it's detected a fill point and it's opened up, because they do tend to open up if they detect a fertilizer fill point. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Anyway, we can sort that out later. In fact, I'm actually quite surprised it didn't crash the game, because actually at the end of one of the previous videos that I made, ooh, it's going berserk, for some reason I drove into there with the John Deere at speed, and it went through the back wall of the shed and it just completely crashed the game. So how that isn't crashing it, I don't know. I suppose the best place to store this is actually... Ooh, great demand for wood chips. Yeah, just over here. And we'll have to unfold it because the hydraulics will likely sink. So yeah, we'll just drop it off. And there we go. Yeah, so today's job is to create this clearing through a forest. So we're off to the store. We're going to take both of these two machines. We've got the massive Fendt tractor towering behind us, racing up behind us as well. We're going to sell the Gator, because there is, I've been told, a replacement for it, so we'll get that in a few days' time. But for the time being, this money might be actually very useful for today's episode, so we'll get rid of it. The Fendt is going to be used for the ground modification roller. My intention is to lease a Scorpion King, because what I want to do is just basically flatten a path and not really process the wood today. I just want to cut it up and dump it in a pile, use a stump grinder to get rid of the stumps, and use the ground modification roller to put the road through. That is my plan. My plan is to end today's episode with a pile of wood and a brand new road. So if all goes to plan, well, we'll be doing very well basically. The rain is on the way. It doesn't really concern me. I'm not really too bothered about the rain in the forest, because we're not really doing any harvesting or anything. It doesn't matter if things get wet. So yeah, we'll just see how we go. Well, there's the worker's fee, $9 per hour. I think we can stretch that. That's not too bad. Okay, we actually have that to take back as well. We actually have the fifth wheel attachment hanging from an engine crane. But yeah, let's just sell we'll sell this. Yeah, that's weird how you can do that around the corner. So we'll just stop the Fendt tractor short of here, and we'll get £30,000 back for that. That is really good. And yep, let's just check this. We want to go to forestry machinery. I haven't actually used this forestry equipment for a very long time, especially the Scorpion King. It's going to be expensive here, 25,000 plus whatever it is per hour, 15,000. So yeah, it's going to be expensive, but we can stretch to that. So we're not really strapped for cash. I think to save money we'll go for this. I suppose the other option would be to go for a stump grinder on a what do you want to call it? Skid steer. Yep, that's right. Got there in the end. However, that's going to be much more expensive because we'd have to lease the skid steer. So yeah, we'll just go for the one for the 3-point linkage. That's absolutely fine. We'll buy it outright because no doubt it's going to be used in the future. And I'm going to take a breath because I'm talking way too fast. I knew there was something. We have the ground modification roller. This one just here. What colour should we go for? I think we'll colour code it as Fendt. With the Fendt. Because yeah, it's going to be on the Fendt. Oh, it's going misty. That means it's about to start raining. How miserable. Actually, if I do this cunningly, I could put the roller on the front and put the stump grinder on the back. That would be a wise idea. Yeah, it depends how many time lapses I do today, but I have a suspicion this video is going to be quite long. If it is a standard length, like 20 to 30 minutes, it's because I've time lapsed. No! Yeah, there is definitely going to be a number of time lapses, because I'm just going to have to. It's going to be a fairly repetitive job in the end, but there's several jobs that do need to be done, so yeah, should still be enjoyable to watch. At least that is the plan. Well, if I didn't think it was going to be enjoyable to watch, I probably wouldn't make the video, because that would just be kind of pointless. Right, the rain is definitely very, very close. It's about to start. I can feel it in the air. Now I've said that, it probably won't start raining for another 3 hours. Oh no, there it is. I could feel it, you see, I told you. Nothing gave it away. Not even the grey clouds and the fog. Well, that's looking alright. I'm not too fond of driving down the road with this thing. But we're not going very far, and the Fendt tractor is perfectly safe as it is with the roller on the front. So that's all good. The only thing which isn't good is my sense of direction, and I actually have no idea where we're cutting through. I still don't know whether to do it at field number 21. Actually, if you look at that, yeah, we would not want to do it at 21 because that actually is still the other side of the yard. So we need to do it at field 38, which will come out at the barn. So it's a very narrow cut through. It's going to hit the Fendt. Oof, that was close. I think we'll put some lights on. Well, we don't need to be lit up like a Christmas tree. That's enough. And a beacon. There we go. Yeah, so when we hit the barn, not literally, that's where we need to start cutting. At least it's nice and warm and dry in here. I know this is actually an entrance to the barn area. There are several entrances, at least 2 anyway. One of them I think was very tight, very narrow. I'm going to try it. It might be this one. But with a bit of shuffling, we should be able to get through. Yeah, so there is the barn. Yeah, that's a fairly narrow entrance. Just to the other side of the barn here is where we need to be. The narrowest point, so wherever it is the thinnest is where we need to go. Just really quickly send the drone up so we can see. I don't want to be cutting down more trees than I need to. It's quite sparse there. Although actually it's still fairly deep, isn't it? It does go through a long way. I think you can just about make out a line there. Directly below me. So if we position ourselves about here. Here is the line. Because that is pretty much just the canopy of the trees instead of just the trunks. And it doesn't need to be very wide, just as long as we can get a vehicle down here. It's to make it easier to get to the sheep farm. So, is this where we were? You see, when you're back at ground level, it's really hard to see again. Yeah, just here. So we're actually going through at an angle. It's not going to be a perfectly straight line. So if we take this first tree down here, that can be the first tree. Just there. And then it all should go to plan. I'll just stop the worker. It's costing us quite a bit of money. And yeah, as I say, it's been a while since I've used this, so I might be a bit slow to begin with, but if I do a time lapse you won't really notice anyway. Whoa, it's deep foliage. We might have been better off with a chainsaw to begin with. Oh no, please don't tell me it's not supported. Please no. That could be a big problem. Yeah, dear. Right, I'm going to have to just figure out another way then. If that tree isn't supported. This tree here is supported. Is there a cut through of just the fir trees? Yeah, there are fir trees in here. Yes, I didn't think about that. I'm not sure what it was actually detecting, because the chainsaw does allow you to cut it down, so that's interesting. I really don't know. At least it was allowing me to cut the limbs off. Yep, same tree, but it doesn't let you cut the trunk, it would appear. That isn't a problem. We can basically take the branches off and create a clearing anyway. That tree will be supported, so that's actually really good just here. That is almost a path already. So if we go hopefully through here, yep, that's going to come off. Looking at this, we might not need the Scorpion King, although it will still be very useful for the big trees because we can actually pull them out of there instead of having to go around them. So yeah, it's still good. This tree here, that's the first one we need. It looks really dense at the moment, but it is going to open up and it will become clear where we're going to be putting the new road. I don't know what to make the road out of. The obvious material would be asphalt or tarmac or something, but then it is only a farm track, so it could just be dirt or wood chips or something. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on a branch that's cut off. It's a good bit of firewood. We could actually log it up later. On another day, we're going to have to come with the pickup and just load them up. Okay. Not quite sure why it couldn't make it over them, because it isn't that difficult, but there you go. Now we should be okay. Interesting, I'm still stuck. Ah, it could be this very small branch just here. You don't notice it at first, but it is actually a tree branch which you can get stuck on, because some of the really spindly branches don't have a collision, so you can just go through them. But that is not the case for that one there. Right, you can't really see a great deal, but that is me through. Believe it or not. Okay, I've overshot the tree. It may have been this branch here. We'll cut it off and find out. No. In that case, it's this one. There we go. It's actually fallen onto it. But that was definitely it. Right, we can finally get this tree down. I'll just position myself better. There we go. And if we just cut it. Come on, cut. Cut. Well, it was a poor attempt of cutting, but it did cut. So yeah, if we just bring it out here, get it out of the way. I don't really know where to put them. There is a fence there which I need to avoid, almost crashing into it. Oh, that's good. Thing is, because of all the branches, it looks much bigger than it is, so if we strip these off first, we should have plenty of space to bring more out. And yeah, some of them can go out the other way, so we're not really restricted for space. Okay, let's drive over it and we'll continue. We already have a very nice clearing here. And if I can put this next to the first one, then we should start to make a really good log pile. Now you might think, why don't you cut them up? And really I probably should do. The only problem is, I don't know what I'm going to be taking them away with. So if I do them in really small pieces, and I decide to do it with a lorry, then it's going to be a real nightmare. So I think it's best if I just leave them as massive trees. And I suppose we might even chip them, potentially. Now we're stuck because we have a tree which you can't cut with this thing. So we're going to have to trim all of these lower branches off with a chainsaw. Which should work, it's just finding the correct place for it. It's always the difficult part. There we go. Bounce, bounce. There's something not very professional about this, I can tell. Yeah, well you can cut it. There we go. That's a really big branch. Come on. There we go. You get there in the end. This takes a while. Right, same for this one. That is, again, a huge branch. There we go. Yeah, as I said, it is actually really open as it is. It's just a case of clearing... Well, that one is actually really in the way. Ah, good. That's very useful. So, yeah, if we can get that tree gone, and then some of the overhanging ones here away as well, we'll almost be breaking through to the field, which is here. So really, yeah, those two there. You can see those two. There isn't too much to do. think if I just run around like a headless chicken with a chainsaw, we'll soon get the job done. I'm going to have to drive over these branches. I think the stump grinder will actually eliminate them. I think it'll just delete them completely, so that might be a useful tool. Yeah, that tree there, it's not massively in the way, but I would still quite like to get rid of it, because I can see myself getting stuck on it with the tractors. So it's going to have to go anyway, because I do not want to damage any tractors or get stuck on stuff. We'll drag it all the way out, and I think we're going to be left with 4 massive trees, and then there's the logs from the other trees which we can't actually cut with the Scorpion King. Yep, you can certainly see a clearing. The other good thing about this is you can drive over the trees. It doesn't get stuck on them. Strip this off. And we'll go back for the final tree. At least I hope it is. Thinking about it, this tree in the entranceway is just completely in the way, so there we go, that's much better. You can certainly see a shape to our track. It is very destructive, but it's going to be so useful. Right, let's continue our rampage through the forest. Which tree is it? Oh, maybe I don't. No, I don't need to do that tree. I am intrigued to see why we can't actually use this on this tree. Maybe... No, that's weird. Because it works with the chainsaw. I really don't know. Oh, I've got stuck on its branch. It's fighting back. How dare it. That's better. Oh, there is still a tree. This one here. Yep. That one there. And that is all the work done for the Scorpion King. We're going to have to finish off with a chainsaw, but yep. Overall, that is the tree felling done. And once again, we'll take the foliage off, and you can see what we're left with. We have quite a lot of wood, firewood, or, well, biomass, I suppose. Depends what we want to use it for. We'll most likely just sell it, though, I'd have thought, as timber. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go off screen, get the chainsaw out, tidy things up a bit, and then we'll move on to the tractor driving in the fence to do the stump grinding, and then finally we'll actually lay the track. And I honestly think that just like this leaf mulchy sort of finish will look fine, or dirt, because it doesn't matter. The only thing going over this is just a few tractors and trailers and stuff, so it's not a highway, it's not a main road. Now for the first time lapse of today, and actually this is probably going to be quite a lot of tractor driving for me, but yeah, fairly short time lapse for you, because it's just a case of reversing over all the stumps and getting rid of them. But I do hope it gets rid of these branches, because I don't want them.
You're the antidote. Losing sleep, I am in too deep. No matter where I hide, you got me sleep deprived.
Right, well there we go. There is one bush or shrub which I can't seem to get rid of, which is really weird. It doesn't seem to be rooted anywhere. So it might disappear. There was only one thing which came across my mind when I was doing this. It might be that, because they're not obviously supported trees, some of these, and I wonder if it's part of the map, and sometimes when you disturb something of the map, it then just respawns next time you open it up. So if you save and then reload the game, everything will be back. So I don't really want to have to put a path in here, a road in, and then find that next time half my trees have returned. That would be really weird, but I don't know. I don't think it would happen, but it was just a concern. Anyway, yes, we do want to remove grass, and let me just do it with the original ground first of all. See if we can get rid of these things. Got these shrubs, it's really weird. Can't get rid of them. No, okay, right, so let's just set the correct ground. Let's go for... what should we go for? Cultivated, ploughed, sowed, grass field, asphalt, sand, concrete, pine needles is what I might go for. Gravel, again, that could be quite good, or leaves. Actually, leaves. You see, it's not a road, it's just a cut through. I'll try leaves and pine needles and see what they look like. I think we know what leaves look like. Yep, exactly that. And then pine needles, that's going to be... oh, there's mud as well, actually. Mud. Pine needles, there we go. What's that look like? Any good? Actually, that's pretty good. Right, I'm going to go with that. There's a bend up here. We have to turn. I might have to do a bit more trimming because, yeah, some of these branches are still hanging really low. But overall, it's pretty good. Obviously, these trees here will have moved. So it's going to look better once it's actually finished. Could be the future, you know, making a road out of pine needles. At least it'd be easy to fill in potholes. Yeah, this is the worst thing. This shrub, which is growing across the track here, I don't know where it's come from and I don't know how to move it. There's a piece of it moving now, actually. But yeah, the rest of it, I don't know. I actually quite like it with the bend in there, with the curve. Makes it look a bit more stylish. Oh yes, we have a stylish track. And then at this end here, well, it needs to connect up with that. So I think I might change the texture here to just soil, as close as we can get to soil. Or gravel. Or dirt, yeah, we could do dirt. Let's just see. Gravel. No, that's too obvious. Mud. I might do mud. Dirt. Oh yeah, dirt. That's the best one. Yeah, so that's going to join us up with the muddy area outside the barn. Then obviously we can go through the gate and head out to the road if we were going to the sheep farm. This is good though. We are going to buy field number 38 and field number 37 in the next few episodes. It might be worth doing a bit of contracting in there to get them priced down a bit, but overall, yeah, we're not too worried about money. There we go. And then just tidy up the corner. So what does everybody think? We have a track. We can now bring things through here. It's a cut through. Here is the first machine, the first lorry to try it out. So we're coming from the main yard, we want to go to the sheep farm. Just drive through here. No trees to crash into. Oh, except for those, which I've just crashed into. And then, yeah, we just go through here and we join up with the road, so it's really good. It's going to be so useful. Here is the road. Obviously, we wouldn't normally do it with such speed, it's just, I'm very excited. And there we have it. The brand new farm track through the forest. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, when we return to the slurry, see you again very soon. Bye for now.